this thing on?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode with TechnoJock. We're in a funny place. We're in an RF Tools dimension and we're in a box of Electrotine. Why are we here? Well, I've learnt a little bit more about how RF Tools worlds are built, and I thought I'd have another go at this Electrotine one. Managed to pick up an Electrotine ore dimlet just from researching unresearched dimlets, unknown ones, and picked one up, which was kind of convenient. But yeah, so I've made a solid world out of these things, and it would appear I'm in a box. Figured it'd be much easier if it was just a solid world made completely out of the Electrotine ore, rather than tendrils, and we can just kind of build things up from there. So I'm going to turn this on so I can see what's going on in terms of the lighting, and then I'm just going to see how far up this goes. We are doing rather well for building our solar farm up. We've already got, I think, about 12 or 13 of the resonant solar panels, which is excellent. It's better than I was hoping for at this point, actually. And I've got a way of auto-crafting them. Because our storage system is, or our auto-crafting storage is a little bit limited in how many resonant machine or resonant solar panels we can make. Wow. This is going up a long way. And we are totally full. Let's toddle back down. And there we go, that'll fill that up. Yeah, we're a little bit limited in how many of them we can craft at once. So I have it exporting them, the chest, or rather it's not. Well, it is exporting them. It's exporting them and it's crafting. I put a crafting card in the exporting thing, which I'll show you in a little moment once I get back to... Oh, there we go, we're out. Woohoo! This is interesting, isn't it? So we're up and we're out. Superb. Great. Right, we'll come down this way. Yeah, we're exporting them. And it crafts them if they're not in the system to export. So it's filling a chest with them as we speak, which will be very, very handy indeed. Now we can do this. And I will just act as a big mine myself. There we go. We'll go down once I've got this bit done, and I'll take some of this back, because this is what we've actually run out of. We've run out of the Electrotine, which is why I have made this world, and it has been hugely successful. Very pleased with this. It's going to make our levels go up ridiculously as well. And we should be down at the level of the teleporter any moment soon. Anytime. Oh! Oh, I missed it. Sort of lagged past it. Okay. Okay, we'll just have to be careful about that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Over 6,000 for the one trip. Let's use our Enhanced Charm of Dislocation, which I have enchanted with Soulbound. So should the worst happen, we are going to still have a way to all the places that we need to have a way to. So yeah, this is the setup that I've got. I've got this export bus with a crafting card, and I've got some acceleration cards, and it's just making leadstone solar panels. And it's made a stack of them already, but it has run out of, I think, Electrotine. I know we've got some left, and we've still got Electrotine ore there, which I'll need to sort out as well. What have we run out of? If I try and actually craft a leadstone. Okay, it says we've got 64, let's try and... Oh. It's doing fine, okay. It had stopped for some reason, I'm not altogether sure why. Okay, it might have something to do with the storage bus, I think I'll take that off there. And what I can do is I can put the storage bus onto that. I'm going to take that, put it there, put the storage bus onto it. It'll come online, there we go. And now we've got a lot more electricity. Boom, boom. Excellent. So that's why I thought I'd bring you in just now. I do have plans as well. Let's see what we've got over here. I think I mentioned the last time that we have block of diamond, block of emerald now, and block of gold. So we can make solid worlds. Now in a testing world, I think we're going to need somewhere in this the 100 and something, 125,000 RF per tick to be able to make those. So really we need to make all of these solar panels before we're going to be in a situation to do that. Well, I have been a busy bee. I have made a bunch of stuff. We still have our AutoCrafting thing down here, but I've taken all the stuff to do with solar panels out, and I have got some other things, as you can see in my inventory, and a not inconsiderable amount of these acceleration cards. So we're going to do something a little bit nicer. This down here does look quite cool, but it's getting in the way of this thing. It's right in the middle of the floor. It's not that great, and it's only one molecular assembler. Upstairs is looking a bit bare here. You know, there's nothing here anymore, and whilst the chests were annoying, they were at least something to look at. So I've shifted things over. We've got a bit more space here, and we're going to do something here. Now I've already done some of the wiring, and I have put my pickaxe somewhere safe. Right, let's go. I don't think I need that. Let's have a look at this bit here. So under here we have some dense cable I have made. So this dense cable can transfer 32 channels. As you can see by wheel, if you can see it, I'll try and position it a little bit better. 6 of 32 channels being used, because it comes over here and it deals with this stuff. And there's a couple of changes over there that I will come to in a second. Now, Roop Nerd told me yesterday that these things don't take any channels now. Molecular assemblers don't take channels. They do in other packs, and that limits what you can do, but we are going to do this. So if I put down that there, and that there, and that there, and that there, these are now connected. This one is connected up to the cable underneath, and these, remember, these block-sized interface, they will transfer AE data and power. So those now have data and power. So this one can interface with that, and this one can interface with that and that. And now that one can interface with that, and that, and this one similarly with the other three, or those two and this one. And now I'm going to do this again, and again, like this, and then finally like this, and that should be 8 channels, which of course is the maximum you can get onto one of these glass fiber cables. So we can now have an awful lot more AutoCrafting. Now I do want to open this back up a little bit so I can get at these molecular assemblers, because I also need to be able to get into the interfaces as well to be able to put the recipes in there. So molecular assemblers first, we want to go and fill them up with these acceleration cards, because obviously the things that we're building, crafting, whatever, we want to craft as quickly as possible. These acceleration cards aren't that expensive. It did almost wipe me out for diamonds. Diamonds are critical again. Hopefully our Ender Quarry is still pulling some out the ground and we can smash them up and do something. So we want to put, let's have a look and see what we've got. So not that. Nuggets, I think I'll put nuggets in here. I want to split things up a little bit so no one assembler is going to be, struggling to make things. So glass and those maybe, and then maybe these things aren't going to need, I know those ones might be, and those are pretty high tier things. That wants to be on its own. That wants to be on its own, and this definitely wants to be on its own. I think that one there, and that one there. Later on it won't matter so much. Once we actually get our power sorted out, it won't really matter so much. Maybe we might even try a different design of crafting tower, I suppose you would call it. Yeah, we might try a different design. Now, all those lovely molecular assemblers and the interfaces are nothing without the coprocessors. Now, I've taken the coprocessors away from down here, if you'll notice, and I have them in my inventory, and I have made a couple more of the crafting storage and the coprocessing units. So I want to kind of start out from here, and I have put the wiring kind of in place. Yeah, that's where we want to go with this. Like that, and like that, that, and that. Now, crafting coprocessor can go there, 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 and then our crafting storage. Boom. They are online. So now, if we go in here and go leadstone, solar, in fact, let's try one of the other solar panels. We might not have enough. I've actually already got a resonant one in there. Let's have a look. We probably don't have enough resources. Let's do one of these. How are we? Actually, we've got all the bits. We've got all the bits, so it's gonna be able to do that. Yeah, doesn't need to craft anything. I figured out all the auto-crafting issues. There we go, look at it go. Now, one of the best things about this design is we should actually, there we go, we can see it doing whatever it's doing. So it's obviously doing a lot of stuff with the panes, crafting panes up, and it's doing a lot of stuff with crafting photovoltaic cells. We can't see the ones that are below the ground, unfortunately, but never mind, that doesn't really matter too much. What we might do actually is put glass around it, because that would be pretty cool actually. We'll see. So yeah, we can have a look and see what it's doing. It's happily doing that stuff at the moment, and scheduled 1, scheduled 5 and 12, so it's still making all these photovoltaic cells at the moment. Cool, excellent, that's nice. Things have changed a little bit over here. Because I needed steel, it's been some time since the last clip by the way, yeah, I needed steel and I've changed things around a little bit. The coke oven's on this side now, and the blast furnace is over here and looks very different. I made the improved blast furnace. It's not that hard to actually make once you've got the blast bricks. Let's have a look. Don't know how well you can see. Once you get these blast bricks, which we had, all you do is you add a refined iron plate to them, and you get to these reinforced blast bricks. And you just need the same number of them, and then you put a hopper on the top, and then when you whack it, it makes this funny shaped thing. Now these things, the blast furnace preheaters that are on the sides, they are extra things, and they're not particularly difficult to make either. They are some plates and iron, some copper and iron, and some more iron. Very cheap. They stick on the side there, but they do take power. But we had power over here anyway, and it looks pretty cool like that. Now, obviously I was limited by head height in here, and you do need to put in the stuff from the top. It's the only way you can get stuff into it is through the top. So I had to sink it down into the ground. But I think it looked kind of cool like that. I've used this chiseled glass to make it look like a grid metal floor, so you can see through. You can actually see what's going on there, but you can't fall through this. But it does actually take up this block space and stops you from falling through. So it's kind of interesting like that. The blast furnace is going blocks of coal, and that makes the blocks of coal coke, which come out of here through the top and along there. And the other barrel there is for charcoal to go in if I don't have any coal coke, which I don't at the moment because it's just taking its sweet time to do this. It does take a long time for a block of coal coke to be made. So I can put charcoal in there in a pinch and it'll come through and fuel it as well. Elevator here gets down to the business down here. We are pumping the creosote oil out of here and into these tanks where it will go down to the bottom. Obviously it goes down in and it fills from the bottom first, and that fuels our Harpenter up there. So that's kept topped up at all times, and then any overflow comes out and into this fluid trash can. So we this setup here with an overflow just ensures that this is kept empty so it can keep going, but we always have a little bit of a buffer. We've got 16 buckets in there, and I think it's 4 buckets in the thing? Oh, 10 buckets in there. So that's plenty creosote to keep us going at the moment. And as you can see, the setup down here now, if we have a look over here, there is a chest on the back of this furnace thing, which goes up to a better barrel, and that has in it this stuff, slag from Immersive Engineering. It does have a couple of uses. You can make concrete out of it. Oh no, it has one use. You can make concrete out of it. So it's just going into that barrel at the moment. I'll need to stick a void upgrade on there at some point, maybe, perhaps. But the actual steel output pops out the front. This will automatically output to a valid inventory or the Immersive Engineering conveyor belts. It will not automatically output to these ducts, which is why we have chests back and front, and then we have the item ducts there, which comes up to this. So got a good amount of steel there, and our slag is in the floor over there. How's that? Pretty good, I think. Pretty good. So if I bung this in here, block of steel goes in. Bye-bye. Oh, and our crafting job has finished. There we go. Another resonant solar panel. Excellent. It's nighttime outside. I'll put it on in the morning. Right. So we've got a way of doing this. Now I do need an awful lot more. Actually, I think it might be in here. No, it's not. Because I realised something. I realised a dimension. See my joke there? We've got one diamond dimension. It has one terrain dimlet and one material dimlet. It has... Let's have a look. In fact, I can... No, I'm not going to extract it. I think you can do that, but yeah. Diamond block solid. So we've got the block diamond terrain solid. So it's the same as our electrotine one. So hopefully it will be just the same, that it's just one big lump of diamonds with an ability for us to get to and from it. You'll see dimension progresses at 21% because it takes 911,124 RF per tick to create this thing. Once we create it, it takes 250,011 RF per tick. So yeah, I only got to 21% and it killed my power completely. So we really, really, really do need these solar panels to start being built. But as you can imagine, these things are very expensive. If I even try and make 10 of these, look, we need 10,000 electrotine. We need a further 3,000 iron ingots and 26,000 iron nuggets. So that's not great for us. And that is correct, because I took out the recipe for the iron nuggets, and in fact the steel nuggets, because the nuggets and iron are linked together, so it was causing confusion. So we do need to watch this. So I'm going to need to get iron, really. Now, we don't have a block of iron in material. We've got nether gold, electricity ore again, block of emerald. Nope, we don't have anything. So we need to come up with something else to get us lots of iron very quickly. Right, I need to go on an adventure, I think, and one of the things that has been kind of annoying the last few times I've been out doing things, particularly in the RF tools dimensions, is my inventory fills up and I can take a barrel with me and stuff, but that's kind of getting a bit old pretty quickly. So I want to do some ender stuff. First of all, I need to be able to make some ender chests. I do have some here that stalkers put here for people to use for the post box that we've got. He's got some sort of gold farm he did have gold farm set up. He must have been on and he cleared it out. His zombie pigman farm has been making lots of gold swords and he's had them in there for people to use. So I need to make an ender chest. And we've got all this stuff, crushed obsidian wool, that's fine, iron chests, yep, that's perfectly okay, and the ender tanks. One machine frame, resonant one, eyes of enders, and enderium nuggets, things that we should have. And we do, and you get 8 of these ender tank frames. So yes, it's very expensive that you've got to have this resonant machine frame, but you do have the ability to make 8 of these things in the end. So that's great. Now I want, do I have a diamond? I have got diamonds. Yeah. Actually I'm pretty good for diamonds just now. Of course I took all my ore and smashed it up. That's what I did. I had forgotten that I had done that. So I'll have the ender chest, and then I want to have on me an ender pouch. There we go. So if we do this, we can go. Now I want to have this over here. Do I want to have it over here? I could put it under the floor actually. Let's go under the floor and hook this up because I want it to automatically input into the system, and it already does that over here. It automatically goes in through that. Right, okay. In which case, we'll go back up and we will get ourselves an import bus, and we'll do this the AE way. Import bus, please. So, import, what have we got? ME import bus. That's what we want. Thank you. And let's put down one ender chest. Let's put it down there. And put that. Oh, that's somebody's channel. Well, I don't want to hook up the import bus yet then. Right, things I will do. Firstly, put that on it. There we go. Now it's just going to be in my network. If you put a diamond on the front of these things, it makes them into your personal network. That's better. Now we can put that onto the side. That should be okay for channels. Yep. And now if we go here and go, how many cables have we got? We've got no ME glass flux cables in the system. I want it to come out a little bit faster than that, but if we go cables, there they are coming in now. And we don't actually need them on us. Do we have any more acceleration cards? I have 5 more acceleration cards. That'll make life. There we go. Scoot. Put that back in there. Excellent. Now, I also need to make this, because that's still set to the other one. I think I shift right click, yeah, shift right click on the ender chest, and you'll see that the little, I'm pointing at the screen just now, the little sort of button on the flap of the satchel changed, and now when we open it, it is perfect for us. Now over here, did we have another soulbound book? We've got our soulbound plate. I want another soulbound book. We don't have, do we? Right. I'm going to need to do this and then copy it. Yep, we'll get a soulbound book that way, and then I need to make another one of those chases. Chase? Kinda? Yeah. Excellent. That'll work. I was a little bit concerned that I didn't have enough thaumium. Now I could just use this soulbound book, but then I wouldn't have any soulbound books left, would I? Which would be silly of me. Oh no, I need to do that, don't I? Not the blank books. Keep forgetting how to do this. Right, let's put on our glasses. And one chase, select a book. That one requires 40 levels. Well, we have 40 levels. You can just see the writing, it's not very distinct. And shift right click on the book, and we now have our enchanted plate. Now if I do right click in there again, it should be, do we not have any ink? No, we don't have any ink. I should have some ink over here. That's very much some ink. Need to get something sorted out with a little bit more ink then, really, don't I? Oh. Didn't know it did that. There we go. Now this will copy 2 books, because we've only got 2 ink, which is perfect, because we don't want it to use up that chase. So we've got 1 to use, and 1 to store. Perfect. And now, take my glasses off. Put them up there, and we can go and enchant our ender pouch so that it is soulbound. Where did I put my anvil? There it is. 1 anvil. Perfect. So now we have a way of, when we're out and about, importing stuff into our AE system so we can clear out our inventory. Perfect. Now this is great because we need to go and we need to sort out something about iron. Iron's now our big concern, despite the fact that we have 2,000 of it. Look how much of the other things that we've got compared to the iron. 2,000 is good, but it's not great compared to the other things. When you get 11,000 copper and only 2,000 iron, you know you've been hitting the iron hard. And like I say, we've got to have some way of getting 250,000 RF per tick into our capacitor bank. Well, one of the things is we're going to need to upgrade our capacitor bank if nothing else, but we're going to need an awful lot of iron for that. That's going to be next episode though. So I'm going to say bye-bye from now, and next episode you're going to see how I'm going to get a lot of iron. Bye-bye for now.